Indubitably. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. I was looking at I was reading literature. I was, shit. Wow. Hello. I, I didn't see you because I was holding the book too close to my face. Comics. Literature. What is it? Wow. Well, let me tell you, comics are a great way to tell a great story, and I love them, and you love them. Otherwise, you wouldn't have clicked on this video. But let me tell you about something about comics, is that they're big money makers, baby. Boy, howdy, wow. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. I'm here to talk to you about money. Money and opportunity. Opportunity for you, if you are, in fact, a millionaire investor. Which is, I think, the audience that would like to watch a video such as this. Anywho, I was reading just a real banger of a comic. It's called Hellboy by a fella named Mike Mignola. What a guy. Wow. Look at that beard. Mike Mignola, he wrote a real banger of a comic called Hellboy. It's about a big guy who's from hell, coincidentally, and he fights demons and stuff, and he's part of basically the Ghostbusters, or maybe the Men in Black is a more appropriate comparison. But either way, he fights bad guys from hell usually, but also from like folklore. I love him, and he's a great guy, and he sounds like Ron Perlman in my mind and in my heart. And they got Ron Perlman to play him in the movie. Wow, Ron. I hope that he doesn't get canceled before he dies. Anywho, as you might have noticed, there's a Hellboy movie coming out. It's called Hellboy the Crooked Man, and it's not actually about the mainline Hellboy comics. What? Wow, what? It's about the Hellboy short stories that were released after the comics had been running for a good long while, and it follows a kind of like unique Hellboy story where he's in the Appalachian Mountains and he's dealing with kind of like an old folklore bad guy and witches and shit, and it's kind of off the beaten path of normal Hellboy stories. It's got this art from an artist who sometimes did guest appearances in the Hellboy shorts, and it's great, and it's a good comic, and you should go read it. It's not very long. Anyway, they're making a Crooked Man movie, which is weird. I don't know how else to put it. It's weird because the last Hellboy movie they made was terrible, and it also adapted some of the short stories. It didn't adapt the mainline Hellboy comics like the first Guillermo del Toro movie did. A luchador and vampires in Mexico. I didn't finish it. I finished most movies that I watch, even bad ones, and I did not finish watching David Harbour's Hellboy. I was really excited for it when it first premiered. I was like, damn, look at David Harbour. But then it was bad. Then it was really, really bad. But anyway, so yeah, Crooked Man's coming out. It's adapting like a short story, so that could be really good, but it looks like it might be really bad. Studios think that there's no money in Hellboy. They're like, this Hellboy guy, God, get him out of here. He's a demon. He's a demon man. Look at him. He's red. Like Satan? So the studios, they think there's no money in Hellboy. But I got something for the studios they don't know. I got information that they should know. And it's that the people crave Hellboy. They don't know it. They don't know it, but the people crave the boy of hell. Hell, in my boy, it's more likely than you'd think. Some of you might have known about a game that's gotten popular recently called Deadlock. It's like a MOBA and a shooter. And saying that out loud made me so much less cool than I already wasn't. And it's got kind of this cool 1950s New York, and there's a lot of cool characters. But one of the characters I noticed was a little suspicious. And I looked at him, I was like, is that Hellboy? Is that Ron Perlman over there? Kind of looks like Ron Perlman. Are you Ron Perlman? And his name is Abrams. And he's a supernatural detective who's got blue skin and big old hands and a big revolver shotgun kind of combo. And he's a devil man. And he's a devil man, and he speaks with a deep voice that sounds like someone doing a Ron Perlman impression.
Listen to me, motherfucker.
And at the end of the day, He's Hellboy. That's a Hellboy. If I ever did see one, good God, that's almost copyright infringement. Took me down a rabbit hole as I started noticing certain design trends in other things that were a little bit suspicious to me. Never a good sign when filming a video that I have to do my research in media res. Concord. You know it. It failed. It was bad. People didn't like it, but I noticed something on the cover of Concord that was a little bit suspicious, to say the least. What? Anyway, this guy. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Can we all be honest with each other and ourselves and God about certain design philosophies that may have found their way into this heavily market researched hero shooter that no one played and was instantly taken down? Can we admit some things? Let's even talk about that. Let's talk about Hellboy stand-ins in Invincible. Yeah, you know him, you love him. I can't remember his name. What was his name? Damien Darkblood. That's a cool name. God, I wish I was named Damien Darkblood. Look at him. Look at him. Can you see him? Look at him. That's a Hellboy. He's a Hellboy. I think we can all admit that to ourselves. Detective work and also kills monsters. I don't need to justify him to you. And I'm realizing that might be the only 3 examples. And I might have put more emphasis on this being a thing than it actually was. Anyway, the point of all of this is, the reason that I turned on a camera in my bedroom was that I really like Hellboy. He's like a plumber if a plumber's job was to fight Cthulhu. I feel like the mistake that we've all made, we personally, because we had control with Hellboy, is that we keep trying to make movies about him. He's not made for movies. This is a face made for serialized television. Good God. Think about it. Think about the possibilities. A Hellboy show made where he does a monster of the week and he fights monsters and he goes to Mexico for a little while and becomes a luchador. That's something that Hellboy did. And each episode could be a different story. God damn it. And it could be animated too. And that comes to the crux of my pitch. Now, see here, studios, look at me, make eye contact. The studios, they think that there's no money. They think that this hellish boy can't carry a franchise for shit. I'm here to tell you that you're wrong, please. I'm telling you that the hellish boy can carry you. He can pick you up in his big, strong, red arms, and he can make all of your dreams come true. Maybe you're a out of work recent animation graduate who's just desperately searching for a job in an industry that is actively self-destructing. Maybe you're just a little lost in the weeds. And maybe you need a good project that pays you money to work on. And maybe Hellboy could be that for someone who's dealing with something like that. And you could get Ron Perlman back to voice him.
I think I threw up.
Anyway, I think that we should make a Hellboy show. And it should be animated, and we could do some cool stuff with the art style of Hellboy. We got to do it before Ron Perlman dies, and probably before Mike Mignola dies too. They're not that old, but these things take time. I almost forgot about Abe Sapien. Sidebar, you want to talk about the thirst for the Hellboy? Look at Abe Sapien. Guillermo del Toro just wanted to make a weird fish sex fantasy of his. I don't kick shame. He just wanted to make a weird borderline fish porn. And everyone was like, is this a Hellboy tie-in? The internet went wild with it. They were like, oh my goodness, Guillermo del Toro, we loved your Hellboy movies. Is this a Hellboy tie-in? Are we going to see more Hellboy movies? Because those movies are actually pretty good. And then Guillermo del Toro was like, no, guys. I just really thought that Doug Jones looked sexy as hell, dressed like a blue fish, and I wanted to put him in an even frillier, even more blue fish costume. and make him have sex with a human woman. And you know what? Props to him for that, because he went and he made his dream a reality. But then it wasn't a Hellboy tie-in, which feels like a huge missed opportunity. And the point is that the people are horny for Hellboy. Horny for Hellboy. Please stop watching this video. I am wearing pants, by the way. I'm wearing gym shorts. I probably shouldn't put this on the internet. Unemployment.jpg